Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class. Students, in today's class, we will discuss few more things related to centroid. You remember? Do you remember that in previous session we started discussing about the centroid of the triangle? We discussed the definition of the centroid and a few properties also related to the centroid of the triangle. Okay. Now we will move further and we will discuss few more important properties and the concept related to the centroid of the triangle. We will do few more questions based on centroid. But before starting the session, I just wanted to tell you something. Actually, whenever I meet my students, most of the students ask me that what is the best motivation in the life. Okay, so there is only one thing that can beat everything. I would suggest you that discipline and the consistency should be your best kind of motivation. Discipline is a kind of thing which can beat everything. So stay disciplined, okay, and follow the schedules, whatever you have prepared to achieve your goal or the targets or the dream. Understand that? So let's start, and we will study in today's class. At first we will discuss about the relation between medians and the sides of the triangle. Understand that? We will discuss at first the relation between medians and sides of the triangle. You know, in every triangle there will be three medians as there are three vertices of the triangle. Okay, so this is the triangle and name of the triangle is ABC. Understand that? And there will be three medians in this triangle. There will be three medians in this triangle. So this is median 1 AD. Okay, and this is another median BE. Understand that? And this is third median CF. And you have remember that the point where all three medians are intersecting, that will be known as the centroid. So this G point will be known as the centroid of the triangle. Okay, we have discussed all these kind of things in previous session. Understand that? Now a question was asked right from here. Okay, and the question was that there is a triangle ABC, AD, BE, CF are the medians and G is the centroid. Okay, and the four options were provided in the question and you have to choose which one was the correct option. Okay, so I'm writing an option over here. You just have to think about that it is correct or not. Understand that? So and sorry, I got a call from my friend. So we are continuing our topic again. So I'm writing an option over here and you just have to think over it that it is correct or not correct. Okay, so and the question was exactly what I told you, that the information provided in the question was that there is a triangle ABC, AD, BE, CF are the medians and G is the centroid. Okay, so it was written that BG plus CG, BG plus CG greater than BC, BG plus CG greater than BC. Now you have to think over it that this is correct or not correct. And now I'm going to tell you this is correct. Why this is correct? Okay, so you can see BGC is a triangle over here. BGC is a triangle over here, and it is said that it is written over here that BG plus CG is greater than BC. BG plus CG is greater than BC. It is written over here. So you already know that BGC is a triangle over here, and you have studied a property that sum of any two sides of the triangle will always be greater than the third side. Sum of any two sides of the triangle will be greater than the third side. So this is the basic property. Okay, so this concept is correctly absolutely correct, and in the question paper there were four options and this one was the correct. In the same way you can say that AG plus CG, AG plus CG greater than AC. This is also correct. AG plus CG greater than AC, because AGC is also triangle and you can easily say that AG plus CG greater than AC. And the third concept is that third statement is that AG plus BG greater than AB. Okay, okay, we can say that because AG plus BG greater than AB, because AGB is also a triangle and sum of any two sides of the triangle will be greater than the third one. So this was also very easy and a reliable statement over here. Understand that? So all these three concepts have been discussed or asked in previous in pre-examination of SSC, like SSC CHSL and SSC CGL. Okay, but we have to form a new concept over here, okay, with the help of these three one, which was discussed in mains exam of CGL and also asked and have been asked also in CDS examination also. Okay, so if we are gonna to add all these three equations, we add all three equations, then what will we will get? AG and AG, it will be 2AG, BG plus BG 2, CG plus CG. So it will become like, I'm taking 2 common, it will become like AG plus BG plus CG. It will be greater than AB plus BC plus AC. Understand that? So this is the concept. Twice of the sum of the distance from vertex to centroid. AG, it is the distance from vertex to centroid G. BG is also the same distance from vertex to centroid. CG is also the same distance. So twice of the sum of distance from vertices to centroid will be greater than sum of all three sides of the triangle. Sum of all three sides of the triangle. So this is very unique and basic concept, okay, and have been asked in SSC CGL mains and CDS also. Understand that? Now, you already know that we have discussed in previous session that centroid is going to divide the median in ratio of 2:1. Okay, so I can say here AG ratio GD will be 2:1. Okay, 2:1, I can say that. In the same way, we can say that BG ratio GE will be 2:1 and CG ratio GF will be 2:1. This is quite simple. And now can I say that you have to think over it, that I can write over here AG will be equal to 2/3 AD. Yes or no? So we can write it here over here because AG is 2 unit and complete AD is 3 unit. So I can say that AG is 2/3 of AD. And okay, it is quite simple. In the same way, we can say that BG is equal to 2/3 of B. 2/3 of B. I can say that BG is equal to 2/3 of B. In the same way, I can say that CG will be equal to 2/3 of CF. 2/3 of CF. Okay, so this now what can I do over here? I'm gonna to replace AG, BG and CG. What can I write at place of AG? I can write 2/3 AD. So I'm writing here 2/3 AD plus 2/3 BE plus 2/3 CF. I can write here. Okay, now can you tell me 2/3, 2/3 can be taken as common. Okay, and 2 is already written here. So 2 and 2/3. 2 multiply 2 by, within bracket, what will we get? It will be AD plus BE plus CF. Understand that? And it will be greater than AB plus BC plus AC. Understand? So 2 multiply 2/3, it will become 4/3. 4/3 and AD plus BE plus CF. It will be greater than AB plus BC plus CF. Not CF, sorry, AC. Understand that? So these two concepts, first this and second this, these two concepts have been discussed in CDS examination and SSC CGL examination. Understand that? So you can say over here, you can say that 4/3 times of sum of medians will always be greater than sum of all three sides of the triangle. Got it? Sum of 4/3 times of the sum of medians will always be greater than sum of all three sides of the triangle. So it is quite simple, quite easy. Getting me? Okay. Okay, and these are two very basic and important concepts. Understand? And these upper three concepts have been discussed in previous pre-examination of SSC. Okay, SSC CHSL and CGL pre-examination. Okay, so you have to keep these things in your mind. Understand that? Okay, and not any kind of numericals. Examiner is not going to ask any kind of numericals on these concepts. Just you have to keep these things in your mind in derivation form only. Okay, so derivatives of these have been asked many times in the examination. Understand that? Now further we will discuss length of median. What we are going to discuss now? Now we will discuss length of median. We'll discuss length of median. Okay, length of median. Length of median means madhyika ki lambai. Okay, okay, we will discuss length of median over here. So what is the length of median? Firstly, I wanted to tell you something over here. Suppose this is a triangle over here, and name of the triangle is ABC. As you know that there are three vertices in this triangle, A, B, and C. So there will be three medians over here. Okay, and in the previous sessions we have discussed that there will be three altitudes also in the triangle. And what we discussed over here that the altitude on the largest side will be smallest and altitude on the smallest side will be largest. So we discussed a kind of inverse relation between size and the altitudes over there. So same kind of relations will be formed over here between medians and the sides of the triangle. Getting me? Okay, so I can say over here that that on largest side there will be shortest median, on shortest side there will be largest median. Getting me? I mean to say that when examiner is going to ask us to calculate the length of the largest median, then it will be dropped. We have to think that the largest median will be dropped on the shortest side. If examiner is going to ask us about the length of the shortest median, we have to think that that shortest median will be dropped at the largest side. So these are the very common and simple things you have to apply whenever you are going to simplify the question. Okay, now we are going to calculate length of the median. Suppose I am dropping a median over here from the vertex A. So this is a median. Okay, and the name of the median is AD. AD is going to bisect the side BC. Listen that. Now we have to calculate the length of AD. What will be the length of AD? We are going to calculate. Okay, so suppose the length of this side is A, length of this side is B, and length of this side is C. Okay, so just to form the formula for the calculation of length of median, to apply the cosine formula. So I'm not applying the cosine formula over here. I'm just writing the for the length calculation of median directly. Okay, so AD is the median and I have to calculate median, and I'm denoting it as M1. M1 is median first. Okay, so firstly you have to think on which side AD is dropped. So AD is dropped on side BC and length of BC is A. Okay, so firstly what will we do? Okay, we will use B and C. We will use other two sides. Okay, remaining two sides we are gonna do. So how to use? Firstly write 1 by 2, then under, and inside the under root what will we write? Firstly we will get the square of remaining two sides. Okay, square of C and square of B, and we will multiply the square of both sides with 2. 2c square plus 2b square. Now subtract the square of the side on which the median is dropped. It will become minus a square. So it is the formula for the calculation of the length of median. Getting me? In that way we can calculate the length of median. Okay, it is quite simple, quite easy. Getting me? Now suppose there is another median. There is another median and the length of this median is, suppose length of this median is BE. This is the BE. Okay, length of this another median is BE. Okay, now this is BE. Okay, now suppose we have to calculate length of BE. Firstly think on which side B is dropped. B is dropped on side AC and the length of AC is B. Okay, so if BE is equal to M2, B is equal to M2, then it will be like 1 by 2. It will be like 1 by 2 firstly, and now square root, under root. Okay, get the square of other two sides, C and A. So we will write 2A square plus C square. Now minus B square. These are the formulas for the calculation of length of median. Understand that? Now there was a question which was asked in serious examination, and I'm writing that question over here, and you just have to answer that question. Okay, the question was like, sides of a triangle are, it was said in the question that sides of a triangle are sides of a triangle are, sides of a triangle are 5 centimeter, 6 centimeter, and 7 centimeter. Sides of a triangle are 5 centimeter, 6 centimeter, and 7 centimeter. Calculate length of largest median. Calculate calculate length of calculate length of largest median. Largest median. Okay. So to calculate length of largest median in this question, we don't need to draw any kind of diagram. What we discussed right now, okay, we discussed that in the question we have to calculate the length of largest median. So we have discussed that the largest median will be dropped on shortest side. So here the measurements of the sides are provided: 5 centimeter, 6 centimeter, and 7 centimeter. You can say which one is the shortest or smallest, that is 5 centimeter. So largest median will be dropped on the side having length 5 centimeter. Understand that? So according the formula, we just have to subtract the square of the shortest side, and we will do square of other two sides. After the squaring, we will multiply the values and we will get the length of the largest median. So length of the largest median will be m equal to 1 by 2 under root. What I told you, here we have to calculate largest median. Largest median will be dropped at shortest side. So subtract the square of the shortest side. So 5 square equal to 25. Minus 25 we will do. And now what we have to do? Twice of the square of other two sides. Twice of the square of other two sides. So 6 square 36, and twice of that will be 7, plus 7 square 49, and twice of that will be 98. We just have to simplify this. So we will get our answer. So median will be largest median by 2 the root. Okay, we are gonna to subtract this. So 72 plus, what will we get over here? 3, and it is 7. So it is by 2 under root 140 145. This is the answer. Understand that? This is the answer. This is the length of the largest median. If examiner was going to ask us about the length of the shortest median, what will we do? We will subtract the square of the largest side. 7 square we will subtract. Understand that? I think that you have understood this concept very easily. Now we will discuss a few more things over here. So the formula which we discussed for the calculation of the length, that was applicable, that is applicable on all kind of the triangles. Now we will discuss a unique formula just for the right angle triangle. Understand that? So you know the right angle triangle, there will be an angle equal to 90 degrees. So suppose this is triangle ABC and angle B equal to 90. Angle B equal to 90. If I'm gonna to drop a median from vertex B on AC, so BD is the median, I'm saying that it means BD will be the shortest median. BD will be the shortest median because BD is get dropped at the largest side, and okay, AC is the largest side and we are dropping a median at the AC. So we have discussed that the median at the largest side will be the shortest, okay, and smallest. So if we have to calculate length of the shortest median in right angle triangle, so it will always be half of the hypotenuse. Okay, so for the right angle triangle you have to keep this thing in your mind, that median will be equal to shortest median, not all kind of medians in right angle triangle, only shortest median. Shortest median will be half of the hypotenuse only in right angle triangle. So I can say m equal to h by 2, and m is the shortest median and h is the hypotenuse. The median is equal to h by 2, and it is applicable on only in right angle triangle. Okay, so suppose, just an example, suppose the sides of the right angle triangle are 7, 24 and 25, and you are directed to calculate the length of the shortest median. Then in that case, what will you do? You just have to get the half of the largest side, and it will be m equal to 25 by 2. 25 by 2 means 12.5 centimeters. Okay, this is the answer. Now one more thing we are going to calculate over here. Many times you will be given instructions to calculate length of median in the equilateral triangle. In which kind of triangle? Equilateral triangle. And you very well know that what is an equilateral triangle? A triangle in which all sides are equal. Okay, and each angle is equal to 60 degrees. That triangle is known as equilateral triangle. Okay, if there is an equilateral triangle and you are given instructions to calculate length of the median, so always remember that in equilateral triangle, median will be equal to length of height. Okay, so I'm writing the formula directly over here related to equilateral triangle. So median will be equal to height, and you know very well the formula for the calculation of the height of equilateral triangle. So it is root 3a upon 2. Okay, so this is the formula for the calculation of the length of median in equilateral triangle. Okay, so in today's session, what we discussed relation between sides and median and length of median. Okay, the formulas for the calculation of length in various kind of conditions. Okay, a general formula we discussed, then we discussed a formula for right angle triangle, then we discussed a formula for equilateral. So we discussed only 5 to 6 kind of things in today's session. One more last thing I'm going to tell you, and that is also quite important and have been asked in CDS examination. Okay, so what is that new thing? So listen me carefully. We have discussed that 4 by 3 times of the sum of medians of the sum of will be greater than sum of sides of the triangle. Okay, we have discussed this concept over here. M1 and M2 and M3 are the medians over here of the triangle, and A, B, C are the sides of the triangle, length of sides of the triangle over here. Okay, so if we are getting 4 by 3 of the sum of medians, it will always be greater than sum of sides of the triangle. But second concept says that if you are writing it like 4 by 3 m1 square plus m2 square plus m3 square, then it will be equal to a square plus b square plus c square. Okay, you can say that. I mean to say, if you are just writing a equation or the derivation like 4 by 3 times of the sum of square of medians, then it will be equal to sum of square of sides. Means if you are writing relation between medians and sides without square, it will be greater. If you are just getting the sum of square of medians, okay, then it will be equal to sum of square of sides. Okay, and these both relations are correct and have been asked in CDS examination many times. Understand that? Now I'm just going to tell you something from December 5 to 6, 7 December, approximately from 7 December. I'm going to launch a course of 9th and 10th class on this YouTube channel. Okay. Firstly, I will upload the courses related to 10th and 12th because the board examinations are just to come in Feb or March. Okay. So before that, I'm going to upload all kind of important solutions related to 10th and 1st. I will provide the solutions of NCERT, NCERT Exemplar, and RD Sarma. Same channel. That, and if I could manage the time, I will upload the solutions of all kind of questions and the theorems and examples related to 9th and okay. So we will start this with determination, dedication, and with the attitude fulfillment of. Okay, understand that. Thank you so much, and keep sharing the things. Thank you.